Tigger's freezing to death this morning. We can't lie down because cooking is happening.
Alright, Friday morning, we've packed up. We're heading out. The weather's turning today. It's going to be showers this afternoon for a couple of days. So we are heading into Condoblin. We're going to go get some lunch and then on to Parks from there. Today we're leaving Lake Cargelligo and heading to Parks. We'll stop in Condoblin along the way. Just had a massive rock hit windscreen. It was covered in little bits of glass shards.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Is there any on my face?
No.
There's a pole. Lachlan River. Wait here if horses on bridge. Okay. Are there any horses? Okay.
It's quite fun trying out new charging spots. PlugShare was showing that there was a couple in Condoblin that I wanted to have a look at. Neither were actually chargers, more commonly referred to as fast chargers. They're more just dedicated EV power points that use the onboard charger in the car. The first one was a newly installed unit in the main street of Condoblin. It wasn't clear yet on whether this unit was in operation or not, so it was a good chance to test it and update the PlugShare listing to let other people know what the status of it was.
So this shows up on PlugShare with one of the under repair, under maintenance, not yet operational signs on it. And there's no check-in, and the only note that's on there says location created before it's ready or something like that. But it appears to us that it's ready.
It worked without a hitch and delivered power to all three phases of the Land Rover's onboard charger. 3 phases, they shoot up to about 16. There we go. It's 11 kilowatts. A lovely little park in Condo. Good in summer when it's some shade. Here's what the street used to look like. Now there's a Land Rover charging down there. Good use for you. Cool old buildings. Railway Hotel. This place here. There's an EVSE up there that we can use if we have lunch here, so we're going to have lunch here. Alright, we're going to go down to the Railway Hotel and get some free charge and support them. A quick update of the PlugShare app to let people know that this one was operational before heading over to the Railway Hotel. A Schneider electric EVSE, and they've got PV solar panels here as well, so it's all solar panel probably. Don't even have to bring our own cable. Awesome. 11 kilowatts, 3 phases of 16 amps each. Perfect. More important than our palmies, we've got to get Digger's food, Digger's lunch. Digger's sorted. Lunch, there's water. We're waiting for our palmies. This is a perfect example, I reckon. Car's charging over there. There's no way we would have come here if it didn't have that EVSE. And we're happy to give them our business because they've got it. To go with the generous 3-phase charging, we get a very generous lunch. I don't think we're going to be hungry after this. It's a pretty good party. On our way out, we were approached by one of the managers of the railway hotel, who was really happy to see us using their charging facilities with the Land Rover. It's a really smart way for businesses to attract more customers. Bogan Gate.
Bogan Way. Going up to the Parks Solar Farm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not easy to see.
For the final 2 nights of our trip, we'd booked accommodation in Parks. That will do it. This place looks a bit rough, but I guess it'll do for a couple of nights. Just make do. We sort of couldn't resist the old Parks convent, especially considering it was dog friendly. The building is over 100 years old, and they now rent out different sections of the building. We decided to take the old music rooms. And this is obviously being added on at a later date. And cool green theme bathroom. Pretty cool. We woke up to much nicer weather the following morning. We thought we'd head down to the newly installed supercharger down the road, put a little bit of charge in, and then head to the dish.
Oh, that's that same guy who does the artwork up at Lightning Ridge. Don Murray.
A lot of people think it's closed because there's a lot of stuff around it.
So what chargers are these?
I think they're V3 cabinets with V4 dispensers. Usually 60 or something. Go charging. You can see the motor is running inefficiently to heat things up, so that you can see that warming up, which will in turn warm the battery. Oh, the battery's quite cool at the moment. The fastest charging really is if we could use a 10 amp power point at the convent. That would be faster than a 300 kilowatt supercharger, because you actually have to come down here and go out of your way. Unless there's something we wanted to do here. The Land Rover can charge it up to 250 kilowatts at something like this V3 supercharger. This is over 100 times quicker than if you just plugged into a standard 10 amp power point, which can deliver up to 2.4 kilowatts. This is fantastic for a quick 15-minute top-up on your way through somewhere, but if you're staying somewhere for a while, just a standard power point is so much more convenient. Range 500, yeah, so it's just their standard V3 cabinets. If you have nothing else to do while you're charging, the experience is sort of more like stopping to fill up with petrol or diesel. This was actually the first time we'd really stopped and just waited for the car to charge on the whole trip. We're going to go to the dish. Just to see the dish, just to see the sea.
It's still 5 kilometres to the turn off.
Yeah, it's a big dish. The Parkes Radio Telescope has been in operation since the early 1960s. It was given its new name of Murrayang by Wiradjuri elders in 2020. Murrayang in the Wiradjuri language stands for Sky World.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to turn this off now.
Quickly go aeroplane mode so we don't wreck the signals. It was a valuable resource in receiving the live television images from the 1969 Apollo 11 moon landing. In 2000, a really good movie called The Dish was made about this. She's a big old dish, hey Dick? It's well worth a watch if you haven't seen it already. Unsurprisingly, a lot of the control systems and sensors that were used in the dish back in the early days have been replaced with more modern equipment, which has made the dish a lot more powerful than it used to be. The on-site visitor information centre has a lot of those old components on display.
The universe today, you are here, then you can see where humans came to Earth, and then go along, you can see 100 million years ago to where that's where the human eye can see to. Goes back. What do we have got there? 1 billion years ago, 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, 5, 6, 7 billion, 8 billion, 9, 10, 11 billion years ago, galaxies are formed, and then that's the most distant object detected by the radio telescope. 13 billion, 13.5 billion, first light. I guess that's what the square kilometre array can see. The dark ages, but they're different dark ages.
Mariang was definitely well worth the visit. We headed back to Parks and plugged the car in so it would be ready to head home the following morning. While the car was charging, we'd hunt down some lunch. Parks is named after Sir Henry Parkes, who was known as the father of Federation in Australia. Got your lunch? It's the first Porsche Macan I've seen. Having lunch. Eating while watching alone is the best. Well, it's been a day of rain on and off, so it's been nice not to be camping and to be warm in the convent. But we're going to go for a walk up to the hill, which is up there somewhere. So we're heading, I think, to that tower in the distance there. Yeah. We won't touch your head, we're just looking at it. Down there. We're going to head up the hill, up those steps. Almost there. That's a pretty impressive structure, but the main event up here is the view, I think. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's do the remembrance walk. Boop-a-doo-doo. Down the steps to here. Right. That makes more sense. I'm a total EV nerd. All I see at this showground, camping, where you can camp, is a place to charge your EV charger, EV charge point, or 15 amps. Service New South Wales. Oh, the patina on that roof. Unfortunately, the convent has old school gas, so we have to downgrade from our camping setup. You get an egg this morning, Dick? Because Camille only wants one.
What are you having, Dick?
It up, because you tend not to chew a lot, Dick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do you want barbecue or tomato?
Fine.
Ooh.
This is gonna.
Watch out for the yolk. Oh, look at that yolk, Dick.
Oh, you don't usually get anything this good, do you, Dig? Oop. Don't spoil that. Oop. Don't do terrible job. Wow. Okay, we were a bit short on dog food this morning, Dig.
My suggestion was a wheat bix with egg on top. Sid's come up with fried eggs and bacon.
Come on, Dig. Dig, happy? Wow.
Hot brekkie, Dick.
Thank you, convent.
Oh, the paper doing. The back door, that's
Put the heated seats on.
Alright, Dick.
Well, I think we did well in not camping the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
The final part of our trip will head south from Parkes through Cowra, Yass and end up at home near Canberra.
It's almost at max.
Right, we'll leave the Land Rover here to charge for a little bit and we'll go and get a coffee. Right, so we're going to have some banana bread and a coffee and sit in the car because it's warmer, especially with the dog, and head to Yass. Okay. So I feel like up there, we dropped the Oldsmobile truck on the way down. Dropped it off there and then came back home in I think my granddad he had his car or something. And then we came back with, maybe a repaired fuel tank or something so we could actually do a longer distance than 15 minutes. And into Barua.
Australia's best merino sheep. I wonder which one it is. Bakery is open.
Oh, I've been to the bakery a few times. It's not bad there.
Oh, we had lunch at that place. That's open.
It's all happening in Barua.
Back in the land of Tesla Superchargers. Got a Volvo and 2 Teslas.
We need to get 15 minutes. You need to do your ablutions, don't you, Dick? Alright, what sort of Dick? Yeah, good spot there, Dick. Comfy?
Co-driver.
Hey?
Co-driver.
Care driver?
Navigator.
A little bench for you there, isn't it? Fans are ripping after that session. Alright, let's get off this road. Right, so back home, just want to do a quick trip wrap up. Camille Digger and I had a really nice time. Something we really like doing, just travelling and adventuring and discovering new places. We travelled from here up through Goulburn, spent a couple of nights at Millthorpe, had a look around Millthorpe and Orange, that was really fun. Through Dubbo, via Canamble up to Pilliga and the artesian baths there. That was pretty cool. Travelled through a very slippery, muddy road to Lightning Ridge via Walgett. Spent a couple of days at Lightning Ridge. Another really cool artesian bath there. Then from there we headed through the Grow and Opal fields, which were pretty interesting. Back via Walgett through to Brewarrina. Brewarrina was definitely a highlight of the trip for us. The ancient fish traps there were fantastic, and just chilling out on the Barwon River there, it's just, yeah, that's what we love to do. From there we travelled through Burke, spent a night in Burke, which was cool, never been to Burke before. We were going to do the Darling River run, but that got scuppered due to rain and roads closing whenever it rains up there. So we headed south through Cobar and ended up at a little place called Nymagee. That was really cool. Continued heading south to another cool town called Ubalong. Would have liked to spend a bit more time at Ubalong. That was a really nice little town. But we headed south the next day to Lake Cargelligo, which is also a really nice place. Also would have liked to spend more time there. Then from there we went to Parks. Spent a couple of days in Parks, which was really fun. Got to see the dish, which I've never seen before, and that was really cool. And then headed home via Cowra and Yass. As far as the car went, it didn't miss a beat. It was fantastic. It's so much nicer to travel in now than when it was diesel. We had zero range anxiety. Charging was easy, especially just plugging into a powered campsite overnight and, you know, the car being full the next day. Super easy. The most asked question I get about the Land Rover is, what about the range? How much range does it have? You're probably wondering that right now, aren't you? And that's obviously very dependent on, well, mainly speed with this, because of the aerodynamics are so horrific with this car. So the whole trip, our efficiency average was 33.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. Well, there's no polite way to put it. That's absolutely terrible for an EV. That would calculate, it's a 75 kilowatt hour usable in the battery, so that would give me a range of 226 kilometres. That's, you know, that's not a huge range number, is it? But it was totally fine. That was enough range to do that trip comfortably. The good thing is, because it's so bad from an aerodynamics point of view, it's really easy to extend the range of this. So I've done a test at 80 kilometres an hour, get the range up to about 286 kilometres. Slow down more, off-road tracks, it'll go up over 300 kilometres. So really happy with how the Land Rover went. Had a fantastic trip. Looking forward to doing heaps more travel in the Land Rover. Looking forward to making the Land Rover more aerodynamic as well, which will make a big difference. Thanks for coming along for the trip, and thanks for watching.